Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today, what do I want to talk about is how to tell if you have invested in a bubble and when it's going to burst. We've all been talking about this, that the market is in a bubble. There are real estate bubbles, then there is market bubbles, then there is commodity bubbles. Then, like Seth Klarman said, there's an everything bubble. That means there's a bubble even in the index. Mutual funds, passive index funds, there's a bubble there. So what to do and what do you do with all this information that are bubbles, and what happens when the bubble bursts, and what are the key takeaways for this? First thing which you must realize is there's a difference between investing and speculating. A lot of us get confused between investing and speculating. Investing is being part owner of a business. That means you invest in the business. The word invest itself means that you are part of it. You want to own it. You believe in it. The word itself is a very powerful word, to invest in someone, to invest in something. We say invest your time. There's no frivolity in it. While speculation, the word itself means the exact opposite. It's like, I don't know. Let's see. It's like a coin flip. I'm not sure. But the problem is, both these words are interplayed when it comes to the stock market, and they're used in place of one with the other. And for example, they'll say something in the headlines like the investors are speculating. That itself makes no sense. If you're an investor, you cannot be speculating. If you're a speculator, you cannot be investing. So what the sentence should actually say is the speculators are speculating. But that sounds ludicrous and sounds kind of corny and doesn't sound grammatically correct when you say the speculators are speculating. So a lot of people use these words in combination. And first of all, we should not be doing this. So first, decide which camp are you in. Are you in the investor camp? Are you in the speculator camp? People who speculate are people like Warren Buffett or anybody else, if you take, for instance, who have made millions. Once you've made millions and you have different avenues of revenue coming to you, and you have so much of surplus of cash, you have so much of free cash sitting on the table, you do not know what to do, and investment opportunities aren't many, then you tend to speculate. And you can afford to. Because the reason is you have invested so much and you have so much of additional revenue coming in, you can take a portion of it. So if I'm a billionaire, I take something like 1% out of my billion and I'm speculating. To you, it may be millions. But for me, in my billions, it's hardly anything. So realize where the person is coming from when they are investing or they're speculating. And you cannot align your goals with someone who's in that category because you don't live in that same box or the same universe. Remember this. So this is an important thing to understand between investing and speculating. And how do bubbles form? Bubbles form over a period of a long period of time, or they can happen in a very short period of time. It happens when investors start investing and there's a growth in the market and capital flow is happening. Speculators jump in the bandwagon too. This is when speculators jump in, they start pushing prices up because the speculator is looking for a quick turn and a quick return. So where the investor first sees the gold, sees the Klondike, sees there is gold in California, the first people come there to invest. The speculators come back behind them in droves because they want to make a quick return. They want to make a quick buck, as they say. So that starts inflating asset prices. And when you see the speculators, they in turn pull in the new investors into speculation territory. When that new investors who do not know anything about the market are pulled into speculation territory because of FOMO, that creates the froth which starts rising in the market. This is how bubbles tend to be created historically. No matter what the asset class is, no matter what it is, whichever bubble you've studied in the history, in the past, from way back to current bubbles, it is from this. Investors initially enter, they see an opportunity, they start investing. Speculators come behind them, chasing them, trying to make a quick return. And they in turn take new investors into speculative market because new investors do not realize they're into speculation, they're not investing anymore, creating more capital flow, pushing the prices up. So why do people, speculators and investors, new investors fall into this trap is because of seeing past returns in past bubbles. You'll see these stories of someone who entered the market with, crypto is a great example of this. I put $5,000, I put $2,000, I put X amount of money, and that's overnight has become, in a very short period of time, and I say overnight, has become exponentially grown by 200%, 300%. And you'll see them all over the media pushing this. Well, people who have lost money will not be going around publicly saying I've lost money because it's embarrassing to say that. So that's the main reason. This feedback loop which happens and is psychologically pushing people to push more and more into money. And What are the consequences when the bubble bursts? When bubble bursts, there's a destruction of wealth. People who have put their hard-earned money, hard-earned savings, and all their wealth into this are wiped out. Not the speculators. People who have billions and have taken a small percentage and out and they're speculating, they don't mind because they have stable sources of income and they're quite well off and they're not worried. So the speculators, when they lose, they don't mind. It is the investors who are losing huge amounts of wealth because their wealth is destroyed. And those people never come back to the market. Those new investors are the ones who stay away from the market after that. So why does this happen is because people tend to follow what is happening in social media. People tend to follow what is happening in the news cycles. And they believe that to be reality without really investigating because of the FOMO effect. You don't have the time to read. You don't have the time to understand what is happening. Everyone's running to catch the train. You're going to the train station late. You're about to miss your train. And you don't have the time to see the board and find out which platform to go. So someone tells you, it is that platform. You don't bother verifying and checking. You see a train leaving the platform. You quickly run and jump onto the train. Only to realize 5 minutes later, once the train has left the station, that you're on the wrong train heading the wrong direction. I know it sounds like a funny story, but majority of the new investors in the stock market, this is how they're investing. So what do you do? How do you avoid these bubbles? How do you avoid being caught in a bubble when it's bursting? Simple way of doing it is become an investor. Stop engaging in news cycles. Stop reading and following everything. Take your time and do research. Investing is like a running river. It will be there. Water will always be there for you to, if you have a bucket to catch water, the river will always have fresh streams of water coming through. Don't get into FOMO that you're missing out on something. You're not missing out on anything in life. You can't realize the fundamental truth that you did not bring anything into this world. You're not going to take anything out when you leave this world. All you want to do is reduce the amount of suffering you have in this world. You don't want to personally suffer in this world. And by speculating, especially when you don't have the money to speculate, you'll tend to suffer. And you can suffer very greatly. So this is what I wanted to tell you in this video. How bubbles are formed, how they burst, and why they happen, and how to guard yourself against it. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining as always. And I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
Copy. Send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.